Greetings, Indie Warriors! It's time for another edition of the Dream Drop. I'm Ol Gamer Joe, back with 10 plus new indie releases for the week of August 18th through the 22nd of 2025. This week has some pretty interesting releases, many of which look rather innovative, so lock it in and get ready to fill that cart and wish list because your wallet's about to be crying for mercy, trust me. Do note that this list does not include early access games because you all told me in the comments not to include early access games, so there you go. And real quick, support our wonderful message for indie visibility over at patreon.com/idreamofindiegames, where you can gain Discord access, early ad-free shows, shoutouts at the end of every dang video we produce, our podcast 3 days early, so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. All right, let's get into this very exciting week. First up, it's a new game from Giant Squid, and it's called Sword of the Sea. Perhaps you recognize Giant Squid for such releases as Abzu and The Pathless. Well, Sword of the Sea is all about surfing at high speeds. The movement is said to be inspired by both skateboarding games and snowboarding titles. Drifting along on your hover sword, you'll catch massive air, perform tricks and grabs, and have a blast in the process, all while taking in the game's gorgeous artwork created by Matt Neva. Even better, the music is, unsurprisingly, being created by composer Austin Wintory. You can start surfing the waves on the 19th. Next on the grocery list is Discounty from Crinkle Cut Games and P-Cube. You'll manage your very own supermarket while dealing with small-town shenanigans in this cute little indie that serves up burgers and dogs with a side of fun. Operate your business carefully, keep the shelves stocked, and watch that revenue pour in. The customer is always right, they say, so make a good first impression by keeping the store clean, just like Mr. Clean would do. Discounty launches on the 21st, but no word on a launch discount just yet. From the studio that brought us the Far series, this is Herdling. Get ready to herd 'em up. It's being published by one of the quirkiest indie publishers out there. That is Panic. Take part in epic expeditions as you herd off adorable creatures, travel through mountains, avoid obstacles along the way, and even solve a puzzle or two while you're at it. There's a strong focus on story here, with the game looking to pack one hell of an emotional punch. The visuals certainly look nice and the gameplay quite unique, so let's see how it all herds together later this week. Hopefully it's a very chill experience, it would appear to be. Here's an unusual title that I wasn't familiar with up to this point, the superhero-themed MMORPG Ship of Heroes, coming to us from Heroic Games Corporation. This futuristic superhero adventure allows for tons of character customization options, including the ability to create unique avatars, 250 different superpowers, and team play for massive raids. Harvest and craft goods, make trades, build a base, and become popular within the city. You can even create stories for your newly created heroes. The possibilities seem endless, so take to the skies, or go underwater, or whatever superheroes do, on the 18th. Prepare for some third-person jetpack bullet blasting action in Bullet YEETERS. That was harder to say than it probably sounded. This one's coming from YEETERS team. Play as bite-sized agents with massive weapons across epic, explosive environments. The jetpack feature helps the game stand out a bit with customizable agents, tons of weapons to unlock, massive bosses, and of course, co-op play. There's tons of modes to play too, including Classic Battle Royale and The Floor is Lava. Sounds hot. With a strong focus on movement, competitive shooter fans should find something to like about this release. Onward to a comedy stealth game, Azooma Escape from Ash Games Studio. Take control of a young child who's trying to escape a massive gathering. Sounds like me as a kid at the old family picnic. You'll need to work your way through overflowing rooms, solve a variety of tricky, hilarious puzzles, and ultimately, get the hell out of there. The setting of the game is a bit different from what we're used to in indie games, taking place entirely in an Arabic village. I'm loving the nice pixel art that pops off the screen and curious how it will ultimately play. This mix of stealth and comedy could make for one of the more unique indie drops this week. Take control of Quinn the Ray Gunner in Raygun Gadabout. As a bounty hunter, you must blast your way through perilous platforming sections in this action game that mixes exploration and combat in some really fun ways. Take down aliens and space pirates with new abilities that you unlock, such as your epic anti-gravity boots. The Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic only adds to the fun of yet another promising-looking indie release. To infinity and beyond, as they say, or something like that. Raygun Gadabout is coming to us from Quantum Duck Studio. Now it's time for a turn-based roguelike auto battle battler from Mad Mango Games, a rather tasty name might I add. This is Knightica, dropping on the 21st. Choose a warband of your own creation and take part in epic tactical battles as you attempt to restore a once great kingdom. This strategic release offers various synergies, crafting systems, and tons of reasons to play for hours on end. Create epic units with each fresh run, make tough decisions, and upgrade troops along the way. There's great visual flair to this release as well, so strategy fans should take note. Fantasy and adventure await next in Altheia, The Wrath of Aferi, coming to us from Marslit Games and Neon Doctrine alongside Gameseer. Taking place in a mystical fantasy world, you control a guardian alongside a monk who must put an end to an evil, all-consuming void. With heavy inspirations from Studio Ghibli, the game looks stunning and will feature a very powerful narrative along with huge, epic missions and battles. The two characters, Lily and Sadie, must work together in tandem, combining their unique skills. This should be a highly entertaining release for fans of story-driven RPGs with a few puzzles tossed in for good measure. Now it's time to wake up for deep sleep, Labyrinth of the Forsaken. Finally, a point and click on our list. Taking place in a bleak atmospheric world, we see through the eyes of Amy, a small-town girl who becomes entangled in a terrifying dreamscape, led there by notes from her brother Thomas, whom she thought was dead. If it wasn't obvious, this one seems to be made with horror fans in mind, and will offer crazy shifting environments, tricky puzzles, and a chilling story that will have you on the edge of your seat. See if you can find out the truth behind your brother's disappearance on the 21st. A rhythm action roguelite sounds like music to my ears. This is Kill the Music from Nico Nico. In this world, music is the name of the game, or the sound of the ear, whatever. It's the way you attack and unlock memories. You'll play as Roxy, who has sadly lost control of her music venue, and her friends are under the control of death. Use a variety of instruments to take down waves of foes through auto-attacking to the rhythm of the beat. There's epic solo attacks, combos, and classic roguelite progression. The soundtrack seems stacked too, so I'm hoping this indie shreds when it drops the beat this week. Onward to an adorable tactical pixel art tower defense title. This is Bean Beasts, coming to us from Anxious Noob. Love the name. Take control of a squad of creatures that are called the Bean Beasts as you battle back monstrous foes. Your beanie friends come loaded with unique abilities, with the game having tons of different upgrade paths across its 40 uniquely themed levels. Expect over 50 different enemy types, tricky gameplay moments, and plenty of traps. Watch out for those too. If that weren't enough, there will be various difficulty modes to keep you on your toes. And closing out this fascinating week of indie and AA releases, we've got The Girl from Arkanya. If you like classic Zelda games, well then you might want to pay close attention to this one. Listing inspirations such as Minish Cap and Four Sword Adventures, you'll take Marissa on an epic treasure hunting journey across 7 different zones, tackling tricky dungeons and labyrinths along the way. Expect nasty enemies, tricky puzzles, and plenty of collectibles too. Plus, the game has various tools for players to master, somewhere around 15 of them. There's also a unique swap mechanic where you can change between characters from time to time, which leans heavily into the puzzles. So dodge roll your way to victory on the 21st, and thank you for all that you do for independent content. Voice to the voiceless.